Yes, Zone 100, Bucket List of the Dead, a show that, to be quite honest with you, is very predictable. I read it when it was a manga, you see, stopped right about where the anime season might have ended, i.e. the village arc, and then I kinda got bored of it. When I heard that it will be adapted to an anime, I kinda didn't expect anything different, and as per usual, I was right, because the show itself wasn't that special, but the rigmarole surrounding it, comedy gold. I hope someone will make a documentary about how fucked the production of the show had to be for it to just stop and go on an indefinite hiatus after episode 9. Chances are it won't be anything special, but still. But regardless, Zone 100 is, well, as of recording this 9-episode comedy horror anime about zombies and salaryman created by Bug Films that tells us the story of a typical salaryman named Akira Tendo who works for an advertisement company. He's overworked, depressed, has very little to live for, and generally can be considered a baby's first critique of the capitalist work environment. Then suddenly the zombie apocalypse happens and his first thought about this is freedom! At last I am finally free! Once again, baby's first critique of capitalism. And so he decides to live his life to its fullest and do everything he ever wanted to do in life before dying, hence the name Bucket List of the Dead. And that's pretty much it for the show's plot, premise, and the crux of the quote-unquote comedy. Just a goober doing whatever he wants while acquiring more goobers into his party. The anime equivalent of Zombieland movie or any other of those American horror films that don't take the whole destruction of society by the undead thing seriously. This doesn't mean that the story doesn't take itself seriously, though. Akira meets a lot of characters that do worry about all of this, and he understands that the world is fucked and he lives on what is effectively the rotting corpse of civilization. It's just that his way of coping was to decide, fuck it, we party, and, well, your tolerance and enjoyment of the show will depend solely on whether or not you can tolerate and enjoy their goober behavior. I did, and I had a blast watching this show, appreciating it for what it's worth. The technical parts of the show are also very good, the music is fun to listen to, the graphics are good as well, though by the end of it I could spot some technical errors that are more of a sign of a team having to meet some seriously strict deadlines. The plot is clearly made by a person that knows his shit when it comes to zombie movies, and by people who had experienced corporate abuse. However, if you can't tolerate goobery, then the show has nothing to offer you outside of one joke that it uses constantly. The joke becomes more elaborate with each new team member as Akira's personality bounces off the rest, but the core of it always remains the same. That is, these characters are goobers and the world is dying. And that's really about it. I should probably say something about the reasons why this anime got so delayed, but let's be real here. I don't really care, most of you don't really care, and outside of, I suppose, documentary value, nobody cares. Overworking, underpaying, fuckery with the payments, these problems are as typical as they are systemic, and I don't have a way to solve these issues, and I am powerless to solve them even if I had a way. So fuck it, no sense in caring about something you ultimately can't control.